If they have simply, well, actually, even before that, they can go to the Board of Appeals too.
Sure.
There's another process there, and then they can seek judicial review and all that. But if they had come back with the same application and said, well, there was an election last week, and now there's two different members here, or there's I think that the board could say, well, the commission could say, we already, based upon our previous findings, I just moved to deny this, and you could do that in the end.
But if it was a new submission, they would never have to come to us for that second meeting
Well,
to determine if there's new information,
Right.
because it would be a new application.
so what you're saying is if we change the ordinance, it would get screened before it would get this far, is that the question?
No. What I'm trying to say is, for instance, tonight, right? So
Yeah.
this was the third kick at the can. But you said it was a new application. It was a brand new application. It wasn't a resubmission. We had to treat it, as such. So under the proposed I, let's say we denied the first one and they came back and they didn't resubmit, they put in for a new application. The process that you're describing, where we determine if there's new information, if we want to rehear the proposal, wouldn't apply because it's a new application. So is there a way to differentiate, okay, this is basically the same thing, but you added some new graphs.
Right. So I guess my attempt at maybe clarifying that, so it says no application for conditional use. So in this case, the planning commission saw an application for conditional use, daycare being that conditional use. So the interpretation would be no application for a daycare, because that was denied, could come back within a year. So whether it's their daycare or someone else's daycare, and I don't know if legally this is, how it works, but I guess that's how I would interpret it, to say the conditional use is daycare, whether or not Joe Smith or, Donna Reed applied for it, wouldn't matter to me. It would be the planning commission denied an application for a conditional use of a daycare at that facility. Therefore, they won't re-see another daycare application unless for some reason you can prove to them that conditions have changed, or what's the other one?
It says, except on the ground, you're talking about new
Yeah,
information or change.
but new information or conditions have changed. So to me, it wouldn't be the person's application, it would be the type of conditional use being sought.
But then, doesn't that put an undue burden on a second applicant looking for the same type of business that maybe has no affiliation with the first applicant?
But if your other applicant has a lower,
different.
lower like enrollment or something that's substantially different from one
So
that came through.
so at this point, then my argument is, it's problematic, right? So, I don't know, perhaps it needs to be looked at further, this is why we.
Well, would that count as
And another thing is that daycare is not one of the uses listed in our zoning ordinance,
Right, it's undefined.
so it's
Classified.
undefined, yeah. I mean, I think
The intent's good.
yeah,
Very worried on it.
Yeah,
it's a kind of a technicality.
but if you're looking to submit an application where you're, someone far more learned than myself,
Well, I mean,
you can figure it out pretty quickly.
I think as the planning director, he has to exercise judgment as to, is it substantially the same use or a different enough use that to justify it as a new application.
And once again, the fallback would be that if I make the determination that, no, you can't do this, they can appeal that to Board of Appeals. Any administrative, determination by me can be appealed to that body. So there is a process for which the applicant can still seek that. If they truly feel or the person is being unreasonable, they could do that. But like you said, there's a judgment decision there where I would say this is clearly the same thing. We're not gonna hear it unless you can prove to us that it's different.
If we had new information on theoretical level, if we had this, it said new information relates to the new parking study.
Right.
And that would have been a planning commission decision as to whether or not that was good enough to rehear it.
Yeah, I was literally just looking at it.
Yep.
You're trying to.
Yep, I appreciate that.
This would not have, in my mind, this would not have fallen under a resubmission, and they therefore would not have to come back to us and prove that they have new information. The way that this is written, and the first, as what we saw tonight. So I'm more pointing it out than anything else.
Well, I just want to be clear, so I think in that case it would be, because it says as determined by the plan commission. So the plan commission would need to determine that new information or change conditions have taken place. So what I'm suggesting is that the applicant would apply to the plan commission to have that determination made. It wouldn't be an administrative staff decision.
So we would have a meeting to basically.
To determine whether or not it's worth having a public hearing to discuss the matter.
But you would determine if it was a resubmission or an application.
But as a practical matter, though, if they say, okay, here's the exact same, we're asking for the exact same use we asked for. By the way, did they change anything? Did they change either the number of kids or anything at all?
No.
Okay. So what they're basically saying is, we are resubmitting, but there's new evidence, right? So you're starting, it's essentially a de novo review, it's brand new. You're starting from scratch, reviewing it in the light of new evidence being presented to you. You've already rejected it once. So
I
you
would
make a
say-
mission.
I don't disagree with any of that.
Yeah.
I would
Just
make
say-
the first decision as to whether or not it was new or resubmitted, and then based on that, bring it to you for whatever step is next. But you're correct, I mean, would.
Because they could come back and
First,
say,
review
based
it. upon
upon your
Oh.
issues you had, rather than having 140 kids, we're gonna have 45 kids and 3 employees. I think that's totally different.
Right, so if
I
I
would
determine,
interpret that to be a totally
if I would say
different.
it's a new application, I would bring it just you as the first
Mhm.
public hearing, here it is. If I would determine it's a resubmission, I would take it to you to confirm whether or not you're willing to hear it.
Does the village, do you have within your department for these applications, is there a resubmission process that differs from the new application process?
No, it's an application, but I would determine whether or not it's a resubmission of the same materials or information as opposed to, so yeah, there's no box where you check where, and we get.
That's kind of what I'm asking.
Right.
So basically, if they came back and it didn't have the parking study, just the exact same thing, but right now, we have to consider
You
it
have
again.
to.
And under this process, Bart could say, I don't think that this is a new, so I think this is a resubmission, and then we would decide, is it a resubmission? No. If there is something new, then yes, we'll.
Do we want to add, and I'm monopolizing, I apologize. Do we want to add, as determined by the plan commissioner,
Like the
Under
with
plan-
regards to the resubmission? I mean, who determined, I mean,
Could just clarify that in there.
I don't know why you would,
Yeah,
right?
did you have something, Bart?
Yeah, just a couple things. Now, this is a little different, this one approved tonight, because there was a firm denial. Unlike the first time we saw when we just deferred it, or the end of last year when the application for the dog daycare, the Sunseeker spot, that was just deferred, not denied. So there's nothing covering that. There's no time frame for something that's been deferred, and who knows, maybe he changed his mind, or he's gonna go elsewhere, but he could come back, that applicant could
Yeah,
come
and
back
you could adjourn.
a year
from time to
later, and
time.
say, well, it took me longer than I thought, but, I'm back, and I understand that you just don't want to have the same person who's been denied, knocking on your door, calling you up every single month. I do think a year is too long, in between, after being denied, maybe, because that kind of puts a burden on the property owner who's trying to fill that space.
Especially
As
a
well as-
restaurant or something.
Right, as well as a prospective business owner who wants to set up shop here. So maybe 3 to 6 months, something
For which one, sorry, for the,
that they can't come back for a year.
oh,
You
Well,
know,
the way I interpret that is
can't,
as the individual
yeah.
applicant, not for a different applicant that might be seeking a similar use. Because the plans could be totally different. I've got a Mexican restaurant with 35 employees and, hours of, noon to midnight. Another one is, well, we focus on, we're a family place, we open at 6 in the morning, we close at 5. Both might be restaurants, but totally different plans. I wouldn't see the rejection of the Mexican restaurant to preclude the applicant for the family restaurant to come in 2 months later and ask for it.
That's not what Bart said,
I
though.
was gonna say that's, and I agree with that, that's more sensitive, correct, so that's like perhaps we need to define what an application is, what
yeah.
what
If it's
resubmission
same
application
applicants.
is, right, like.
Like, kind of the applicant, not the app.
Mhm.
The other with a different business proposal.
Oh,
So-
but that would be substantially different. Because
What
it's
are
the
you-
same
what are you
app.
blocking, yeah.
can't be, it's just,
I guess
it's not part to decide.
My question is that the same hearing, or are we gonna do two, we're adding 2 hearings now?
Nope.
Because you're saying, so you would decide if you're gonna hear it and then hear it right away?
Well, they have,
Well, you come in, they come in and they say, hey,
We
you know,
have to notice
I was
it.
here
Yeah.
before. This is a resubmittal because all the conditions are the same, it's the same number of employees, the same space, the same all that stuff. But, I found new evidence, you know, the whatever was hidden, and I just found out from X down the block that they said that they're gonna consent to me using half their parking lot, whatever it is, new evidence. You say, okay, great, we'll consider it on new evidence. Now we review the whole application. Collectively, you review the whole thing as if you were reviewing it for the first time.
It'd be a two meeting,
Two-parter.
right,
Yeah.
Okay.
we'd have to then publicly notice it as a public hearing.
yes.
So if it was a restaurant application, and they came back and said tacos and margaritas are out, crepes and martinis are in. Now, I mean, how,
That's
they're just
different,
changing the menu.
arguably, that's
You know,
different.
it's really the same business model as a, nighttime restaurants, just changing the menu. It's like, how,
But if you give them the feedback that that's too big or too much or long hours, because you're gonna be open until 3 in the morning or whatever it is, and they come back and say, okay, well, based upon the feedback I got last time, instead of 30 employees, I got 10, and our hours are gonna be only until 9 o'clock.
could you close it up?
And, right, yeah, whatever, and we're not gonna have, it's gonna be drive-up only or something. Well, that's a totally different thing, man, that's,
The reasons for the denial would be known to the point where we know whether or not it's different or it's the same thing, like, no, they just denied one that was open till midnight, they're not gonna do this one, right? But if they said, oh no, we'll go by 8, and that was the big hang-up, then it would be a new application. And yet, it's gonna have to be a subjective review on my part, and once again, they can always appeal my determination, but, the concept just came up because I did get a lot of feedback from the neighborhood saying, why did you take this,
Yeah.
And there was nothing that says I couldn't take it, that I wasn't allowed to take, nothing prohibited me from doing it. So in this case, I could have at least rested on something in the code that said how the process would go. Lacking that, we took it back, which is fine, because that's what the code allowed. So if there was no issues with how this process went, we wouldn't need to be doing this. But I did get some feedback from the neighborhood suggesting that they didn't want to have to, review this
Positive
again.
I
feedback.
know,
So,
the celebration was
Can you-
short-lived.
Can you limit it to an applicant versus a use?
that's the way I read it, yeah.
Oh, I thought-
Yeah.
Well, the Bart
so I
said,
was gonna say, it definitely needs to be clarified.
Okay.
I would say that as the person administering it, right now, there's no application for a conditional use as opposed to no applicant denied a conditional use, whatever, however the language need to be worded. So I mean, there's a good reason why this is a 2, 3, whatever step process to get to the recommendation, because then we kind of weed these issues out. So I think at a minimum, that needs to be clarified, and it sounds like we're leaning towards applicant, and so I'll research, some better language in that, work with Nathan over the next month.
Just so like, okay, the husband gets denied, so the wife.
Correct.
gets
I mean,
denied.
That's,
Right, so those are technicalities,
there's
which is
always
what
a
it
way to
is.
game it, yeah.
Right.
I did have a question, if we're ready to move on to another point. I was just curious about, for J2, the conditional use, that planning commission may terminate a conditional use if the conditional use has had a demonstrably negative impact on the surrounding area. And I'm just wondering where the burden of proof and, how that comes before us in the first place. Is that something that neighbors can just say, now that we have this daycare out there, are they gonna be back, within the first month and say, I'm turning around in my driveway, even though it's a public street, but,
They're in their houses.
yeah.
well, here's what I can tell you for sure. There's been some opinion that under the new law, that you can set a time limit on a condition and then make them come back for removal. I haven't seen a reported case on that, specifically under the new law, but there seems to be a consensus that you can do that. Now, as a practical matter, if you told them you gotta come back in another year and we'll see how you're doing, there's no bank in the planet that would give them a loan to do anything. So that pretty much shuts it down. But to extend it past that, if there's someone that abuses a conditional use, yes, that there is authority that suggests that you can revoke it. one, the conditional use is not operated in conformity with the original application.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That absolutely without it. Number three, the applicant or entity granted that the conditional use violates, allows, or suffers the violation of the ordinances of the Shorewood, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty solid footing there. The conditional use has had a demonstrably negative impact on the surrounding area. Well, that's in the eye of the beholder. But I do think that if the criteria is discussed and there's a record made and there's substantial evidence that.
So it would be the same 7 points?
I believe so.
And I was gonna say, the
Yeah,
one time
absolutely.
there is one time where this came up in my previous employment where it was the health department, had like 3 health code violations on a property. And that was utilized to say, it's a habitual problem, you haven't fixed it. It was foul smelling water going into the, neighboring, business. So the health department was burdened, whether